Welcome to TacosandGeeks.com reviews. Justin here, and today I'll be reviewing The Nun. As always, I give you a brief synopsis before I do my review, so here we go. A priest with a haunted past and a novice on the threshold of her final vows are sent by the Vatican to investigate the death of a young nun in Romania. However, they are confronted by a demonic force in the form of a nun. I definitely will say this. Let me talk about my pros and then I'll talk about my cons. Pros. The movie looks gorgeous. This is probably the best looking film out of the Conjuring series. The cinematography is spot on. The atmosphere is spot on. The use of lighting, the use of sound, the use of music, it is all spot on and it's done very, very, very well. The acting is also spot on. I felt all the actors and actresses did a great job with the characters that they were able to portray and what they had to do with their characters by really conveying that sense of dread, that sense of emotion. It really is some really good acting here, and The Conjuring always has some really good acting, and I'm happy to report that The Nun also does a great job. Now on to the negatives. The story is kind of weak. And especially when you get to the ending and when you watch the ending, which I'm not going to spoil, let's just say that there's just this one scene in the original Conjuring film that ties to this, and it makes it kind of feel like a filler because it kind of makes the nun not feel that much important at all. There wasn't really that much exploration on the nun itself. We do get a little bit more backstory on the nun and, the demon of this malevolent force, but otherwise it wasn't really explored as much as I wanted to. And the characters who are actually after the nun and trying to do an investigation, like Father Burke and Sister Irene, they're not really explored as deeply as I would like them to be as well. Now, this is a horror film, so the real question you guys want to know is the movie scary? No, not for me. It's not, and I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, I am not scared by jump scares. The Nun is heavy, and I mean heavy with jump scares. Like, you can telegraph it when it's coming, which is just a shame because The Conjuring 1 and 2 and even Annabelle relied a little bit more on atmosphere. Yes, they had jump scares, but it wasn't this excessive. I mean, every scare in this film is jump scares, and it was kind of a shame because the use of the atmosphere would have been so much better. I mean, the way the lighting is, the way the darkness is, it really would have benefited without just jump scares being telegraphed, because you can just tell, okay, it's silent, boom, jump scare. And that's something that I feel that a lot of horror movies have a serious problem with, is try to scare me without the jump scare. And if you're using it too much, it gets to the point that it gets annoying, and it gets like to be very frustrating to watch. And unfortunately, the Nun's jump scares, believe it or not, which is supposed to be while you're watching a film to be scared, it just doesn't work for me. And for me, it got to the point where it got predictable. The ending's predictable, and it just became too tedious to watch, and it wasn't a fun ride, which I was hoping to. So if I had to give this a score, I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. For those who like grades, I'm going to give it a C-. And for those who want to know whether they should wait or buy it or watch it in theaters, I will definitely wait for it to hit DVD or streaming services. Peace.